What's the word, everybody? In today's tutorial, I'm about to show y'all a couple of VFX that y'all can use using this little cool AI plugin called Switchlight. People usually use this shit for 3D, but I'm about to show y'all a couple of cool VFX that I came up with in my last music video, as you can see right here on the screen. So just sit tight and tap in. Once you actually get into the software, you're gonna have to either sign up using maybe Google or another email, anything of the sort, but I'm just gonna use Google today, right? So once I sign in, I'm gonna show y'all how to do this. So as you can see, I'm in here and we're gonna be using the material extraction, right? So I'm gonna hit get started. And now we're gonna use a PNG sequence. So in After Effects, I'm gonna come here and find a spot in my video that I wanna render. All right, so I'm gonna use this part right here. I'm gonna make it in and out. All right, so now that I have the clip that I want to use, I'm gonna just do a nice little rotoscope around my subject. I'm gonna duplicate my footage, turn off the bottom clip, just in case I need it later. All right, now that I got my first frame, I'm gonna just let this run. Come on, bad baby. Work with me, girl. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm gonna freeze my roto. And you could feather it, right? I'm gonna feather it. I'm gonna do a soft matte. I'm gonna make the additional edge radius 6, the smooth 12, or maybe like 9. And then we're ready. We're gonna render. So now I'm gonna press File. I'm gonna go Export, Add to Render Queue. For the format, we're gonna go to PNG sequence, channels, RGB plus alpha, and then we're gonna make trays. We're gonna use trays of colors. And since I was in Aces, and so I'm not messing anything up, I'm gonna hit preserve RGB so I don't lose any color. I'm not trying to go through any. So now I'm gonna hit OK. Now we're gonna make a directory. All right, so inside this directory, we're gonna have one called reg, and then we're gonna make a folder called done. And we're just gonna drop this PNG sequence inside the reg. So now I'm gonna let this render, and I'll be right back. Now that you have your image sequence, you can just come back to Switchlight, and now you have to go get your passes. So I'm gonna go back to that same folder that I just created, right? And which is delete me, and it's in reg. Boom, and here you go. We have a rotoed out subject. So I'm just gonna hit the first picture and hit open. And then for the output, I'm gonna choose first folder, done. And then I'm gonna select this one, and we're just gonna extract. And now you're just gonna let AI do its thing. All right, so when it's done, it should tell you material extraction is finished. View the results in the output directories. Just hit OK, and it should just automatically open up for you. So the only pass that we're working with is the occlusion pass, you feel me? We're gonna bring out the blacks, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this. So we're gonna copy this directory and go back into After Effects. And on the same timeline inside of this pre-comp, right? I'm going to import it, right? File, import, and just paste the directory, and then hit the first image. And as you can see, it's gonna give you the option to choose a PNG sequence. If it's not checked, I want you to check it, and then you hit import, right? In the project, you're gonna see it come up as the occlusion pass, and then you're gonna right click it, interpret it, and go to main. You're gonna change this to 24 FPS, and you're gonna preserve. Yeah, and now you're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna drag this in. All right, so now that we drag it in, we're gonna bring out the blacks by just adding the curve. And I'm using FX console. You should go download that. I tell y'all that at almost every video. But yeah, we're gonna bring out the blacks. As you can see, it's like I'm bringing those blacks out heavy. But as you can see, we're getting some glitches. So we're gonna like curve it just a little bit. Yeah, let's curve it just a little bit. Then we're gonna add an invert. And now that we have the invert, we can add tint. And for the tint, since the whites are now the blacks, we're gonna just hit this white value and choose a color that we want. I'm gonna use red, or like a pinkish red, since that's really her vibe. All right, so now that you have this, you just wanna go to the modes, and if you don't see this, you would just wanna toggle switches and modes, or hit these little 4 boxes over here, all right? And change this to screen, and now you can see it over your subject, right? And now you just want to do things like add some glow, add deep glow. If you have deep glow, use deep glow or just use a regular glow. I'm going to use deep glow, and I'm going to bump the exposure just a little bit, maybe to like 1.7, 1.8. And I'm going to boost the radius, and I'm going to up the threshold just a little bit, just so we're not getting all the hair detail. Alright, cool. So now you see we got this little glowing up shit, you feel me? How it would look in the scene, it looks pretty cool, you feel what I'm saying? And we could complement this now by adding, maybe, if you have this, you can go, it's free to be honest. You can go to footagecrate.com and get Crate's God Rays, right? But if you don't have this, you can use CC Radio Fast Blur, and you can just bump that to like 99%, right? And you might have to play with the center just a little bit. But I'm gonna go with the Crate's God Rays. We're gonna use the Crate's God Rays, right? And now I'm gonna show you something else you can do. Let's just turn this layer off real quick, and let's solo the layer with her rotoscoped again, and let's duplicate it real quick. Let's make a bottom plate layer, right? So I'm gonna go into the roto, hit the roto tool, activate it, and we're gonna unfreeze it, and then we're gonna invert it. Now that it's inverted, I'm gonna freeze it one more time. And now let's just solo that layer, so we're not really, so we only see that. So now we're gonna go to window and open up content aware field, and we're just gonna hit object. For the light correction, you wanna check it and make it strong. Work area, and you just wanna generate a fill. Oh yeah, I didn't save my project file, so I'm gonna save it, call it tut. Boom, it's gonna make a folder in there. And we're just gonna let this load. All right, so now you see, she's gone. She is gone, and it's initializing the last 42 frames, so I let it render those frames out. All right, so now that you have your base plate, right, let's just turn back on that occlusion layer, and let's put the fill under it. And now you see you got this crazy wobbly illusion here, but I don't like how these God Rays look, so let's up that decay by 2 points, maybe to 3, depending on your footage. And let's change the direction. Let's grab the position point and let's keyframe it. I'm gonna keyframe the position, maybe one time in the beginning, one time in the middle, so maybe one time here, and then one in the end maybe. So now you could do things like turn back on your regular layer, right, of your subject. I believe it is this layer, and let's put it on top of the fill layer. And let's turn, now that we put it on top of the fill, let's go to the occlusion and just press T, and let's lower the opacity real quick, and let's make this girl disappear. So we're gonna press T on the subject. Let's name it so you don't get confused. And let's come to the middle of the clip, bring down the opacity to 0, and let's easy ease those keyframes by hitting F9. Come into the graph editor, and let's just play with them graphs. Ooh. So now she's disappearing, and her new subject should be reappearing. So I'm gonna bring my cursor maybe to maybe 1 frame before she's fully out of the scene, maybe 3, and then I'm gonna hit the stopwatch on opacity, and we're gonna make her appear. Ooh. So now you want to hit F9, keyframe that as well. And yeah, that's the basics of the effect. So now that I'm done with that though, I'm just going to add some, some extra color effects, and I'm going to add some black bars to get rid of that nasty line at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, man, yo, if y'all enjoyed this tutorial, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, man, I'm going to be back, bro. Your man's been hella busy, but just know, bro, whatever y'all need, whatever's fresh, I'm gonna always put it out there. You're always going to understand me, and so on. So, yeah, peace out.